us.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey!
Oh!
Oh!
Where? Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Greetings.
Tom, you want to start us off like usual?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Natural Ruckus. Today, as every day, Friday day, we are playing Second Breakfast Club. Yes. Where a bunch of nerdy ass nerds play Dungeons and Dragons.
They're gonna kick us off the internet. Don't do it.
Hello.
They're too powerful. They host all their own shit now. They are not beholden to Geek and Sundry. They'll find us.
Yes. So hi.
Well, welcome back to the table, everybody. So sorry about missing last week. It was a little bit unavoidable. But we're definitely ready to rock and roll this time around. Does anybody want to give a rundown, or we want to drop right? Ooh, Nairi?
Do we want a rundown, or should we drop right in?
As it's been 2 weeks, I feel a recap might be good.
Okay.
I was okay if nobody wants to do it, but if somebody wants to do it, by all means.
Yeah, I'll go for it. For once.
Okay, Nairi, do it.
So, last we left off, we were still split up. The CBC team was in the elemental plane of air, having a gay old time, and everybody was happy there and just, training and doing stuff and taking some time to process things when the others didn't have any time. Just no bitterness whatsoever, nothing right there, no. No, but everyone had time to practice, train, prepare, gather supplies, get everything they needed. There was a shop there, one of the mystical shops that are scattered throughout the world that, have something to do with all these numbered coins and stuff you don't know. And time moved normally there, apparently, like it did in the material plane. And they went in, they perused some of the magical stuff. Curiosity got out of there with a nice mechanical buddy. It's going to be interesting to see how that one works. It's kind of like the skeleton key of keys. Un poco. So basically, yeah, that happened. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Joran and Tasha sort of met back up and had a talk about gods, which went strangely well. And then they definitely did not notice all the druids gathering around them, even though it was happening right around. They were just so in deep into the conversation that they did not see the funeral that was going on. Oh, that was funny. But yeah.
Two nat ones. It was beautiful.
It was fantastic. But basically, the rundown of what happened there was that Palm was ready to leave to take Liana back to the Feywild and to leave and to just answer to his duties and responsibilities. And so, Tom, why?
What duties?
I knew you were gonna react to that. I knew it. As soon as I said duties, duties. Duty.
Just keep saying it, and we'll eventually stop making that joke.
Okay. So yeah, basically, duties were involved. He went where the tree was, and they sort of buried him with Liana. And then we panned back over to the elemental plane of air a little bit just to finish up some of the stuff, to wrap up what went on over there. And I think Carrick did something along the lines of transferring all of his diamonds into diamond dust so that he can get whatever, supplies he could need out of that. Once everybody was ready, they came back to the elemental plane of air. Tom, I'm gonna murder you. I speak with motion. Sue me. So basically, when everybody joined back up again, we talked, and God damn it, you're distracting me.
Just don't look at him.
Uh-huh. You say that now, but look at his face. How can you not look at him?
I'm not the person to
We-
ask.
We talked, we caught up a little bit, just a little bit, and we told each other stuff that we missed out on, and we sort of cut off when we were trying to decide where we were going to go next. But we had mentioned that, we're going to have to look into the Tower of Time, we're going to have to go to the Rookery, we're going to have to go to Ferro Pax. So, there are a lot of options. And I can't not see you. And yeah, that's where we left off.
It did all come out about what Juron got up to in Ferro Pax and why Ferro Pax is not so that whole business came out about how Tosha and Curie aren't very necessarily comfortable with going to Cormator and why Juron might not be very comfortable going to Ferro Pax.
Yeah, we sort of had a little clashing of backstories there.
That's about what I was going to say, is that it's very interesting how both the backstories ran over each other in such a very delicate way so as not to collide, but definitely to run over the same areas in a very similar time frame.
It's considering we all did our pre-sessions mostly separate. I mean, I know Nairi and I did ours together because of the combined, so much overlap, but it was just very funny.
And we had a lot of people listening in, varied people here and there, but nobody interrupted anything. So, fun. Okay, yeah, no, that's highly accurate. Yeah, go ahead, take your inspiration point.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is this what a universe's blessing feels like?
Well, don't make me take it away.
Okay.
You're not a cleric. Don't make me do things. I mean...
No, I'm a warlock. I'm much worse for you.
Alright, then I could just summon a darker deity.
Okay.
I know a demigod.
I guess this is happening.
Bellamore Carathops.
Bellamore Carathops.
It's like Beetlejuice. Beetlegeist.
Beetlejuice.
All right. So, so was there a definitive decision where you were heading? What the...
Pirate land.
Yeah, I think we said Ferro Pax because Carrick can always teleportation circle us to other places. Once we're there, but we needed to check in on Sybil and get some more information, and we can pretty easily go from there to other places, I think was how it broke down.
Okay. Yeah, and the veil, now that it's fallen, is being sort of tended to by an outside source that Bernard had connection with, a forgeborn by the name of Teacher, who is heading the charge at trying to salvage what can be salvaged from the veil. Yes?
Just before we leave the veil, there's something I have to do. So just mention it before we...
Yes. If there's anything you need to do.
How are we teleporting over to Ferro Pax?
Where is Ferro Pax?
On the map, it's literally just sort of south of where we are.
Yeah. You're welcome to teleport if that's the way you'd like to travel. If you would not, then there is a port city that is just south of the Vale that you could take a boat out of.
So we're going from Ferro Pax to the Maelstrom? Is that the plan?
Yeah, we talked about maybe getting a ship in Ferro Pax. That's why one of the other reasons to go there. Sorry.
Hello.
Yes, Tom?
Yeah.
Does Carrie have message or some shit like that?
No.
Sending, no. Because message is short range.
Sending. Does anyone have sending?
You're the only one with access to sending.
Ask in character, and you shall find out.
Hey guys, can anyone like send messages for like long range? Please.
Only to Tasha.
I can, but I'm not sure. It's kind of like a high level spell for me to duplicate the lower level stuff, so.
If the person's asleep, I can help you with that. Hell, you can do it yourself.
Oh. I think you're one finger off.
For once, I wasn't flipping you off. My ring is spell storing. I can just put the spell in there, you can use it.
Do I have to attune to it?
Pretty sure.
Give me 1 second while I check my my state of mind.
Do you guys still need to sleep? Weren't you guys up the whole time and then we just popped in?
Yeah, we need to sleep.
It was only about like 1 or so when you guys came back.
No, we came back just before dawn.
I thought it was like 1 a.m. or so.
We came back like 2 hours before dawn.
Yeah. Which is, to be fair, when we said we would be back, because we needed to wait for the moon, and then we didn't need to wait for the moon, we were doing things, but the point remains valid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I gotta ask, is there a ring of, oh no. Oh no, our gracious DM is experiencing the blue screen of death.
No.
It's cool. Yeah. We can figure it out.
We can.
All right,
we can kill
time. We'll discuss while we I'm not sure if it's attunement, but just assume for the moment that it is.
Okay.
While I figure it out.
I'm pretty sure it's attunement. Yeah.
You had to attune to it, didn't you? When you used it.
I have my own ring.
Yeah, you cast it into his when he did it.
Okay. Oh, true. Okay.
Well, you could like do it anyway. I don't need to do it. I don't even know how.
What's it for? Because like I can do it right now.
Well, I kind of need like to let Amy know where we're going. So that she could like join us, because she's part of the group. She's the OG the group, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, are you sure you don't know how to do it? Like, my sister can do similar things to you, and she can do like a long distance spell.
I don't know.
No?
No.
It's
how
like
you
have
do
to
it?
be very. It's not good for me because you have to have like very short messages.
Oh.
I don't know. You could ask your god.
I talked to him a lot lately. I don't want to bother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, oh no, scrying is passive. You can't talk. You cannot talk to people.
Okay, so we
could we go back to the rookery and get her?
That's true.
I mean, how much? We don't need sleep right now, do we, Carrick? Could we go and get her?
Mike is here. For fuck's sake. I need to remove this.
Please bear with us, chat.
Am I going to die? Yes, I am.
It'll be okay. It'll be fine. It's fine.
So, okay, out of character, the reason we're going to Ferro Pax is possibly a ship, but more importantly, Nay's mom, or not Nay, Tasha's mom.
And we need to
I would go anywhere
Tempest.
for my mother. Yeah, we do.
And we need to talk to Tempest, who knows far more than he's letting on. But actually, if anyone can give us advice about navigating the maelstrom, it's going to be him. Like the best way to get there and to traverse the area without dying.
Okay.
There was talk of bringing him with us.
Yeah. And yeah.
Can you hear us, Mike?
And Kiri wants the long distance. Not Kiri. Fuck. Wow. There's a slip. John wants to get a hold of Y-mir. Either needs to message Y-mir to tell her to meet us there, or we need to go and get Y-mir, who we know is in the rookery still. Like when she tried to use that gate spell, she just basically got spat back out the front end.
The other thing is we don't have to take a ship from there. We can go there. I can't go to the Maelstrom. I can't teleport there, or I wouldn't want to anyways.
Cormator, right?
Get us Cormator.
Carrick.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you like teleport someone to us?
No. That's. I mean, kind of through indirect means I possibly could, but I already have a copy of myself running around right now, and I can't make another one without messing up that one. And we probably, we probably want to stay here for a few hours in case my copy shows up and
Do you have a sibling?
No, I made a duplicate of myself.
Isn't that like a sibling?
No, it looks exactly like me.
What do you mean you made a duplicate of yourself?
I made another me, sort of.
Yeah, but
it's like a magical
like
construct.
having a sibling, though.
No,
because they're basically you, aren't they?
No,
that's really not how siblings work.
Oh,
no.
Like twins and stuff.
That's still no.
No,
yeah, they're different people.
The copies,
but they're like very similar.
A magical construct that has to do what I say. It doesn't have free will.
So it's your slave.
We're getting off topic.
Whoa. Okay.
We need to get word to Y-mir or get Y-mir before we leave here. So, but you two need to sleep, and I'll point to Joran and Tasha. You look like shit.
That's bad word first.
Okay. But I mean, it's kind of true.
I mean, I don't think we have the time to be the language police. That's.
I do. I do have.
Okay.
Anyway, could you use your staff, Carrick, to get to Y-mir and bring her back? Can you afford to spare the magic?
I mean, sure.
I mean, Aberdasser is there. He might be able to send you both back. He has magic too.
I'm not too worried about. So the thought on it is I can just use the plane of, since it's teleporting, I can just plane shift to the plane of air, and then plane shift back. Lets me, keep my resources.
Do not spend a week in the plane of air.
Please.
I don't care if you're not going to be gone long.
So, there's just some ideas. But, so we know Amy's at the rookery still.
She's where we left. Described.
Okay. Sure. So I can go run and do that.
Okay, well,
thank you, Carrick.
How about Tasha, you and Joran rest? And Carrick can go get Y-mir. Bernard, what do you want to do? I have a thing I need to do, but I can do that while they sleep.
I need to find somebody here before we leave.
Okay.
So we got 8 hours, so.
Okay.
8 hours?
We've got time.
I figured that's how long you guys need to sleep.
I could sleep on the ship, or are we teleporting? Okay.
Well, I don't want to take a boat from Fairfax to...
No, to get to Ferro Pax.
Oh, here's my thought on it. If it's not too far away, I can plane shift us there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there before, so I can't teleport, but I can plane shift.
Mike, out of character, what's the journey by boat like from the port city south of Liana to Ferro Pax? I imagine that's one I've done before. So,
yes. So from the city of Sylph down to Ferro Pax, you're talking about probably close to about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Hey, Carrick.
Yeah.
On a completely random scale of 1 to 9, how powerful is teleport?
Random scale of like the magical energies, kind of.
Yeah, like how powerful it is.
Fairly advanced. On a 1 to 9 scale, I'd call it a 7.
Oh, okay. That's probably a little too tough for my ring to handle then, because I was going to say I could just, if you were to use it on my ring, I could just take us there. No problem.
Tosha.
Yeah, what?
You like playing with wands, right?
You know it.
This giggle snorting is in character.
I have this one wand you might like. It's pretty thick, so be careful with it. Don't want to hurt anyone.
Buy me dinner first, at least.
I can cook, but whatever.
Whatever.
Here you go. It's the wand of the Pact Keeper, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh, the Rod of the Pact Keeper.
That is a very thick wand, if it's a rod, yes.
Yeah, because, like, wand, and then Tasha's expecting something like this, but then gets a, like... This
always a fun surprise.
This is a big wand.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think you could sit on it, if you, like, put it on some... You could, like, really pull your weight. It's very solid wood, and
Stop.
No, keep going.
That's what she said.
We are the devil and angel on Joron's shoulders right now. Stop.
Anyway.
Keep going. Anyway.
Are we gonna keep doing this bit with the Rod of the Pact Keeper, or are we gonna move on?
Let's move on.
Anyway.
But quick question. I can find that out for myself. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Are you going to be nicer to me now?
I mean, this whole I've been
okay.
Whatever.
Okay, you two need to go to bed.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy here that I think is moving towards a bedtime. So
yes, you two go sleep. Carrick and I and Bernard will sort out getting Amy and figure out how we're getting to Ferro Pax. Okay.
Well, okay. Just my 2 cents. We can either going by ship. We can prepare more. Going by teleport. We can just
plane ship this.
Sleep. Go to sleep.
Okay, God.
Thank you. Will you? Tom, I swear to Christ.
Tasha just sort of like shoves the bottom of his jaw like closed before she goes to her own bedroll and goes to sleep.
Anyway, so while those two are sleeping, out of character, have you got, like, with the number of plane shifts you can do, are you going to be able to get Amy and then, we said 8 hours, so you'll be able to do a long rest as well.
Okay. If the in-between plane is the plane of air, I effectively have the other, like, 17 weeks.
That's true. So you're going to go get Amy from the rookery. Maybe check in with Abadassa about the Tower of Time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do that.
Sure, yeah.
Bernard wants to find somebody, and I have a thing.
So I have the spells for it, and I've been there. I don't need to plane shift right now. I'll just teleport to the rookery. No use in middlemanning.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah, we can let David / Carrick do this bit first. I'm done with it.
All right, sounds good. Then, Carrick, heading to the rookery.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you're jumping through the plane of air first?
No, I'm just going to teleport.
Okay.
I have the slot. The way back will have to be plane of air.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So are you planning on touching down back where you had left?
That's kind of the thought. I imagine that's where Amy will be.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Just making sure. There's plenty of places you've been in here, and I just wanted to be sure that's where you were stopping.
Yeah, going to the observatory thing.
Okay. Yeah, so you pop into the top floor of the observatory. The place is exactly how you left it. And by that I mean mostly in shambles. And the device that was used to sort of bridge the gap between two places that Abadasser had put forward is now exploded, and shrapnel from it is dug into the walls all around the first floor and the ceiling of it as well, sticking into the floor of the second floor.
Amy?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, sorry we left you here. Is Abadasser still around?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Okay, so, kind of here to be a bit of a taxi service kind of thing. Unless you guys got other plans.
They both stumble out of one of the bedrooms on the second floor.
In
no,
what state of
no,
dress?
I think that we are just about ready to go. Yes, I believe that we've done quite enough. Quite enough. Amy comes out. Her armor is sort of slung over her shoulder, and carrying her weapon in her hand. Oh, don't be such a fucking ponce. She pushes past him and heads up the stairs. So where are we going?
So, we're in the Vale right now. It's kind of like a weird thing. We're just gonna kind of regroup. We fought the Draco Lich and Leon and all that good stuff. So kind of out of the woods to an extent.
You fought it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wish I could have been there.
Yeah, we did all right. It was actually, I kind of owed Joran a bit of an apology there. We probably could have gone straight away and taken that thing out. It was a lot easier of a fight than I thought it was, or it was going to be. I mean, not to say that it wasn't difficult, but I think I overthought it a little. Anyways, it's no worries. So yeah, we're going to the Vale, then we're gonna go try and save Tasha's mom, and then we're gonna go into like an eternal storm and try and meet some gods. That's kind of the list right now. Is there anything you guys are needing to do? Oh yeah, Tower of Time stuff. So Abadasser, I got some questions on that.
What kind of questions do you have?
So you came to what's what kind of time frame are we thinking on this?
Well, they asked me to bring you there, but they didn't give me any indication as to whether this was a ticking clock.
Do you have any way of communicating with them about that?
I do, but it's not instantaneous, so it would take a while.
Okay. All right. Well, I got about 8 hours.
Okay. I should definitely be able to hear something in 8 hours.
Cool. All right. So yeah, to the Vale then. Both of you guys okay with the Vale? Do you want to go somewhere else, Abadasser? I don't want to just drag you along.
Well, if the opportunity presents itself, I would rather just go back to the tower.
Okay. Sure, yeah. We can, that may be best. Then I can just talk to him. We don't have to do all this complicated messaging stuff. So let's teleport over to the Vale real quick. Then we go over to the tower. So I got some questions because I got an idea on some security measures we could take. in the Tower of Time, I would need to... there's a few spells I've kind of heard about that I would want to kind of add to my repertoire. Is that something you think they could help with?
They have a working knowledge of almost everything. So you could inquire.
Okay, yeah. Because I got some ideas.
I mean, there are some things that are outside of their depth, but that's just because Cormator is very, very cautious about all the spell work that they let out.
Oh, so some of the, like, high-tier stuff, probably best to just check in with Cormator?
Possibly so. We've done a good job of cataloging things, but it's really just the things that are more readily available.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, so first Veil, then we'll pop over a Tower of Time, see if anyone wants to come with. We're going to have to do a quick stop in the elemental plane of air, if that's all right.
Yeah, certainly. I've always heard about that place.
It's all right. All right.
Fine then.
Yeah, gather everyone up, plane shift with the staff. I'll have to use my... I'll use my 9th level spell to make a castle again so we can spend the night. And...
Because castles are great.
I want to just like do like Liam's tiny hut, nice and chilled. Nah, full castle. Why not?
What? You know, if I'm choosing between a hut and a castle and there's no difference to me...
Jesus Christ, high level fucking wizards, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we're at.
So yeah.
Gotta hand it to him. Carrick knows how to travel.
And then yeah, plane shift back to the Veil.
Okay. So you set down in the Veil, and it has been how much time now?
Basically, however long it took me to gather them. So
like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Coolsies. Yeah, so you sit down in the Veil about a half an hour after you left. Tasha and Joran are still out cold. Yes.
I sent you a message on Zoom real quick, if we could address that. You're muted.
Gotcha.
One mic.
There you go.
Derek, did you want to go next?
Sure.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. For future reference, I see things on Discord far more quickly than I do on Zoom.
Okay.
Great. Yes. Anyway, so now Carrick is back with the host of NPCs that you've been collecting slowly. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and hop over to Bernard.
Awesome. I'm gonna search for Asher.
Oh, okay. Make me a survival check.
$26.
Okay. So it takes you probably the better part of an hour, maybe hour and a half, to find tracks for her. And the reason for that is that there's so much of the land in the general area where you're at right now that has been massively transformed more than once in the last 24 hours. So tracks are scarce, and what is there is really hard to define. But once you get outside of this area of the Vale, back into the deep forest, you'll be able to find signs of her.
Awesome.
Her calling card, and you would know this from working with her previously, is cardinal feathers. She ties them to branches, any place that she's set up camp. Which you find high in the treetop, heading towards the western side of the Vale.
Well, since I found signs of her, I'm going to follow them.
Okay.
To her.
It takes you maybe another 30 minutes to get to where they stop, where you have found, it looks like a small mud hut, and there's smoke coming out of the chimney. The door looks like it's made out of thatch, and there's a window set in it that is made out of the remnants of blue glass from like wine bottles.
I'm gonna walk on over to the hut and just kind of knock on the thatch door.
Okay,
Ash,
make it
let me in.
Safe for me.
It's gonna be bad. Nine.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah. So you knock on the door, and the hut envelops you. You have now been grappled by a mimic.
Awesome.
And between the gurgling and snarling sounds of the mimic, trying its very best to hold you in, seeing as how your passive strength is far greater than its active strength score. You hear the angry cursing of the little Scottish squirrel from outside. I don't know who you are, but you're going to be backing down, no.
I mean, you know who I am, though. Just gonna be like pushing on the jaws of this mimic with my hands, just hold them open.
Fuck. Spit him out, Romeo. And the mimic spits you out. You're now covered in mimic goo. What are you doing here?
I mean, I came to say goodbye.
Goodbye? What do you mean, goodbye?
Well, I'm hoping to be leaving here soon. I came and did what I came to do, and now it's time to move on again.
I thought you'd be staying a while. I thought maybe we'd be spending more time together, catching up on things, dealing with old scores.
I don't know. That life is behind me now. It's been a long time.
I understand. Before you go, could I ask you something?
You can always ask me anything.
When you left, Did you know what they were going to do to the mountain?
Who is going to do the mountain?
After you left, the elders, they decided that they were better off without the constant worry of more people going dead and missing for trying to raid Mota. And so they sealed the mountain. It's been a different place in the Isles since you left.
How could they do that to Mota? She provides for the islands.
I did
what I did to protect her.
No one hears the mother's song anymore. The Isles are divided. The outsiders, they forced their way off of the outer Isles and moved inland. The whole southern side of the Isle is completely conquered.
I can't go back. I was exiled.
I won't force you. You don't need that now. But don't think of them. Think of our mother. Think of Mota. And what she's done for you. And what a travesty it is to have her silenced.
I agree. I don't know if it's my place to do anything about that, though. I was exiled because I defended her before, and I don't know if I'd be welcome back, but let me think on it.
I'll be heading back as soon as I know they don't need me anymore.
I can assure you the veil is in good hands. Teacher changed me from being the angry young man that I was to the man that stands here today.
I mean, that's all right and good, but you still seem a bit angry to me.
I mean, I am Blacktooth.
Yeah, so I keep hearing.
I think I want to find out what that actually means. The tribe raised me. As soon as I was born, I didn't even know who my parents were. You took me in and raised me, all because I was somebody reborn. I think it's time that I go out into this world and find out who this person was and what kind of legacy I need to live up to.
Well, then allow me to repay you for the good that you've done here. I don't have much for you, but what I do have is I can tell you where your parents came from And it wasn't the Isles.
That is something that I did not know. And I would appreciate any information you could give me.
Your parents hailed from the coast of the Grinding Sea.
Said the coast of the Grinding Sea? Did they say why they came to the Isles?
Their tribe was on the verge of extinction. They were being hunted for sport. They said someone feared that Blacktooth would return.
Well, it seems that if they were hunted for that reason, then I may have screwed up by claiming to be Blacktooth, and that now I may be hunted.
Well, the devil take whoever comes for you. Because at least it'll be a swift death.
For them, maybe.
Wherever you go well.
Always take your teachings with me. And do not fear that this is the last you'll see of me. Feel like I will see you again. Maybe sooner, maybe later.
Maybe you will.
Bernard's gonna at first hold his hand out to shake Asher's hand, but then change his mind and just give him a big badger hug.
A big badger hug.
Yeah.
We should all be so lucky as to get a big badger hug. All right. Before you part, she's going to give you something. It is a magic horn. Looks like the horn of a bull.
What does it look like?
It looks almost like a ram's horn, like a curved ram's horn.
Okay.
And if you blow into it, no sound comes out.
It's gonna kind of look at it strange. What does it do?
If you blow it, the person you're thinking of, they'll hear it, but only them.
Thank you. Gonna put it away into my bag, but not the bag of almost holding, my actual bag.
Gotcha. That is a common magic item and does not require attunement.
I'm gonna finish up saying my goodbyes and then head back towards the camp everybody else is at, since I'm a ways away.
Yeah, you are. You're like way out in the forest at this point. So, who wants to take the next stab at this slow but steady pace through the party?
Yeah. Okay. So Carrick has gone. Whoop. I'm assuming that's the noise it makes.
It actually it sounds like a rubber duck quacking.
Of course. How ignorant of me to not write this. Karen and Tasha are asleep. Bernard's gone off wandering. First thing I want to do, because
Tasha's gone on a walkabout.
Is go over. Are any of the druids still around the ruins of the World Tree?
Yeah, there's really nothing left of the tree anymore. But in the place where the roots used to be, now it appears to be fresh ground, like fresh earth with no grass of any kind over it. And they are all about it, sort of stirring the fungus and dead soil in with the living soil in order to sort of stimulate it into growing.
Is there any ash left?
There is.
Okay, I'm going to go up to one of the druids. I don't need to RP this unless you want to. I'm going to ask to borrow a bowl, and if it would be okay to take a small amount of the ashes.
Yeah, it wouldn't disturb anybody to do that.
Okay. I wanted to check in case it was like super sacred or whatever, and I was just like taking real fucking liberties that I'm not in a position to do so. But okay. All right, I'm gonna get I'm thinking like a small bowl, like a cereal, but more like a mortar and pestle sort of sized bowl, like that kind of a vibe.
Right, not like a bird bath.
Yeah, no, not like a mixing bowl for doing cookies,
right. A salad bowl.
Yeah, collect some ashes, and then I'm gonna go find a spot that I maybe know, because I appreciate everything looks super different right now, but just like a spot that I'm maybe more familiar with, like a tree that I might know, something like that. Just something that feels familiar to me.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, just because the place looks different doesn't mean that you wouldn't still be able to navigate it the same way that you did before.
Sure.
It's just that things look different now.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna find a spot. I am going to. How deep is the snow? Has it got
at this point, it's about midway up your thigh, or up your calf. Sorry. It's drastically different.
I was going to say that's a good. Okay, what I want to do is
it's like a whole halfling.
I want to clear a patch just big enough for me to sort of sit cross-legged and have a small space in front of me.
Sure.
I clear that. I'm going to put down. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to sort of pull out from my bag the cloak of the cape of elemental protection, just so I've got something there to stop my ass from freezing. This might take a while. And I'm going to.
I mean, with that in mind, if you have some tailoring tools, you could always make like some sort of like long johns of elemental.
No, this just for this moment.
Gotcha.
I'm going to I'm going to use prestidigitation and fill one of the little vials I keep in my bag with snow, and I just want to melt it down. What I'm doing, I'll do that. And I'm just sort of, I don't know how much I want to RP everything Curie is saying, because I've been trying to suss it out for the past 2 weeks, and I can't figure out the exact words for it. Basically, this is Curie making a declaration, I suppose, about their intentions going forward. But what they're going to do, once they have the melted snow, is they are going, it's become water, they're going to tip it into the bowl with the ashes and mix it up, and they're going to, using their teeth, make a small tear on their palm and add a little bit of blood to it and mix it up, so they've got something resembling an ink. So, because that's their intention in this moment. I apologize. I've been thinking about this a lot. So
no, it's fine. It's totally fine.
I have notes. And once they've got that ready, they pull out their blank sort of, they pull out their sketchbook they turn to a blank page, get like their ink pen ready, and what they then do is they surround themselves with what I have written down in my notes as tokens of love or goodness, because I was incredibly on my bullshit. And they also set the candle from Palm in front of them and light it while they're doing this. So the tokens they put around them are satisfaction, their rapier that their sisters made for them, Felix's wedding ring that was given to Carrick and given back to Curiosity. They take off the bell bracelet that Tosha gave them, and they take off the necklace around their neck that they've worn pretty much every day since they were a child. Funnily enough, it looks an awful lot like this one. So, and they just sort of surround themselves with that. And they are going to draw out a symbol in their book, which Jade did a crappy version of in paint at work today because Jade can't draw for shit. But what it is, I will drop it into our Discord so everyone in there can see it and mock me for it. But what it looks like is two trees sort of end roots to roots, and the colors are inverted. And caught between their roots is a sun. The top tree is white with like an inky blue background. The bottom tree is inky blue with a white background. And the thing that they're doing, and some of the things they talk about, are wanting to be better. They want to learn. They want to know the difference between doing good and doing right, and making or knowing when it's time for one and when it's time for the other. How kindness is not goodness, and they are not the same thing, but kindness is a guiding principle. And most importantly, what they say is about putting faith in those whose example they seek to follow. Faith in their goodness, and to draw strength from that. And for the sake of being really obvious, in case they're very much referring to Pom and to Juron with this. So, but just like they've been witness to so many selfless acts, like done out of love and out of goodness, and that is really the kind of person that they want to be, because they've always strived to do good and be a good person and do the right thing, and they feel like they are really bad at it, but they want to be better. So they're putting that faith in who they know to be good, and to use that as to guide them going forward. And yeah, that's it. And then they sit with that.
Man, that's so cool.
Mike, you are.
Yeah, my computer blue screen again.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with it, but it is not happy.
No.
We can barely hear you, by the way.
Is it frozen on the Twitch as well? Yes, it is. Yay, that's all I wanted.
Okay, everyone go like this. Yay! Everything's frozen. Oh.
Can I just say how precious Curiosity is?
Thanks.
I love them so much.
They're pretty great.
It's gonna take a weird narrative turn.
Yeah, like I won't say yet what it is, but like everybody in out off stream, like all the other cast members, you guys know the decision that I made with the next level up and what Curie's doing. So riveting streaming.
Oh no.
Oh no, the cat.
Have fun.
Just brace them. You know it's going to happen. Breathe. The stream knows what's happened. It's fine.
It didn't affect my placement, so I don't care. So no.
Just Jade is split in two now.
Mm-hmm.
How accurate.
Huh. It makes it very odd.
Mm-hmm.
Doing the like double profile thing, right? Like.
Mm-hmm. Am I on the right side? No, I need to go this side. There we go. There we go. I'll fit into this tiny little. There we go. There we go.
I gotta see where my placement is now.
There we go. No, you're fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, look at that.
I'm enjoying this. This is great. This isn't at all uncomfortable.
I should look this direction when looking at you in cameras. Like
I try to remember. I try to remember where everybody is on the overlay so I can point at least accurately. So.
I mean, I'm on the far side, so all I have to do is this, and then if I'm looking at the
not right now, Mike. No. But you may be muted.
That may be a thing.
All right. Oh, you guys, I can't wait.
Technical difficulties.
How about now?
Hey!
All right. I don't know what the hell keeps happening, but it keeps happening. All right. So yeah.
I can copy. I don't know if you lost anything, Mike. I can literally copy the text of my emailed notes to myself to you, so you have a reference point. What I was just talking about.
Oh, it's fine. I'm sure that I got the gist of it.
Okay.
I got everything like up to like maybe about 5 seconds before you posted the picture. So.
Okay. Cool. I'll just copy that last little bit. But yeah, and then they just sort of sit and meditate on it, I guess, for a little bit. Maybe until they don't want to use too much of the candle. So maybe an hour. Like, give it time, try to be quiet, try to be with it. It's in the moment, I guess. Oh, why would you put that on the internet for everyone to see?
What?
So that the people at home know what you're talking about.
It's my drawing. My art skills are bad. If you want good art, commission Nairi.
Oh, thanks.
What you prefer?
You do good arts.
Thank you.
All right. I'm just gonna skip Zoom in case maybe I don't know. It's something computer blue screen.
Okay.
Is that all right with you, Tom?
Yes.
Great. Great. Anyway, so yes, continuing onward.
That's me.
Cool. Okay, then it'll probably take about... Your whole thing will probably take maybe 30 minutes. Unless you have a set amount of time you plan on spending over there, Jade.
Maybe like after the actual thing, just sort of sit, as I said, sitting and sort of meditating in it for a bit. So maybe an hour total.
Okay. Cool. So you're doing that for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I pop back and everyone's asleep or gone?
More or less.
Sorry, buddy.
No worries.
This group is terrible at following the one rule of don't split up.
Mm-hmm.
It's always gone so well for us, though. We're all fine.
Yeah.
Except for that time that Tosh and Kiri ended up in the oubliette, but they were fine. I mean, all it took was like use of a heavy magical item and a pact with an evil demigod. You know, it's fine.
All things went well considering.
All things went well considering.
Yeah. Carrick hasn't ever had any problems splitting up, so.
Like Kurt just said, not splitting up is for cowards.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kurt, for enabling us in our choices. We appreciate
Thank you, Kurt.
you.
So, what's happening
Carrick,
now?
come back.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I was taking Abadasser over to the Tower of Time.
Yeah.
Okay. So just kind of before we start this whole, is it can I plane shift there? Is it like warded against it?
No, there's no wards like that.
Oh man. Okay. Oof, you guys need my help. All right, so
Carrick, the worst home security salesman ever, or the best, depending on how you look at it.
All right, so since I've never been there before, we're gonna have to do another plane shift.
Okay.
So yeah, double plane shift.
I'm pretty sure every time we do this, it's doing something terrible to me, because every time we stop, my brain gets all squiggly.
Oh, really?
Just a cricket. I mean, just a little bit.
I haven't ever noticed, but maybe I'm just used to it. I don't know. So you don't want to keep doing. All right, that's fine. We'll just leave you over there with the Tower of Time, unless you're wanting to come with us on stuff. I don't want to tell you what to do.
No, I'm fine staying here.
All right. So yeah, double plane shift, Tower of Time. Plane of air in between.
Yeah. So he wasn't lying. The double plane shift did some things to him. When you touch down in front of the Tower of Time, his hair has gone from a dark chestnut brown to a light blonde. This is different.
I gotta say, that's really not supposed to happen with this kind of magic. So I wonder if it's like a dietary thing with you, something's reacting. But
this is different, and I don't know that I approve.
If we'll see if we can fix it. There's some things I'm hoping to get out of this whole thing. So if I could talk to some people, see if they know any kind of time frame, if they have any of the spells I'm looking for to copy into my book.
Okay. So I want to see here. I'm going to roll a percentile for something. Let's do. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so where are you trying to touch down? Are you trying to touch down like right on the Isle of Oriana where the Tower of Time is? Or are you trying to touch down inside of the Tower of Time?
I would probably be trying to touch down on the island, not inside.
Okay. I figured being that you've never been here before, it'd probably be a really complicated teleport to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say that you land in the square outside of the tower. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Not super great on the dice, but I think I'm pretty okay at the skill. So okay, 16.
Okay. You see up in the sky that the clouds are beginning to sort of funnel and move in almost like a swirling pattern above the tower as a thunderstorm begins to brew.
Hey, so Abadasser, you guys do anything to control weather around here?
No, we don't control anything. We very purposefully stand off from everything in the world. We just sort of catalog it.
Okay. Sure. Is there anyone I could talk to who would know anything about this? Like at all?
Well, if you want to go to the source, I could take you to the librarian.
Oh yeah, much appreciated.
All right.
How quickly does this storm look like it's moving?
Pretty quick.
All right, give me a second. And I'm going to use my... I'm going to use Wish to cast Control Weather and stop it. Just like making a calm day.
Okay. It does not respond.
Yeah, so this is real bad.
How bad?
I mean, I used about the most powerful magic a mortal can, and it's not doing anything to it, so...
That's not good.
I mean, it's a concentration spell, so I'm going to keep trying to affect the weather in some way, do anything I can to mitigate it, but maybe it'll slow it down. I have no idea. But I'm not going to drop concentration.
Okay. Abadasser heads inside.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. So inside the Tower of Time, it is just... Imagine the Library of Alexandria. Now imagine it inside of a tower that's the width of a football field and as tall as, 2 Sears towers stacked on top of each other.
Okay.
This place is massive. And in the center of it, there is a single sort of a pulley system style elevator that will raise you all the way from the ground floor up to the crucible that's at the very top of it. And in there is where all of the messages from all of the agents of the Tower of Time go in and are cataloged by the librarian. You can see tons, like we're talking low hundreds of historians and agents of the Tower of Time that are all doing their due diligence, doing their own work, submitting things, checking things out, filing different things in different areas, all of them wearing the same style of robes that Abadasser is wearing, but in various different colors to denote rank.
All right.
He boards the elevator car.
I'll get on.
Okay. And once you are aboard, you see him trace a symbol on this paddle. It's essentially like a copper plate that is hung up inside of the car. I'm not even going to make you make this roll, but you immediately recognize that as a symbol for transmutation.
Okay.
And you feel the car jerk and begin to move upwards.
All right.
Now, it is a slow climb, but it takes you about a good 5 minutes to get to the top of this place. As you go, you see rows upon rows upon rows of scrolls and tomes and books and various different pieces of literature that are being meticulously shelved by hundreds upon hundreds of people as you reach the top, which is this giant globe-like structure with a forgeborn at the center of it that maybe 100,000 pens are writing all at once, all of them controlled by various different mage hands. Some of them are being controlled by mechanical objects. In fact, you find that there's one large brass automaton spider that is climbing all along the inside of this globe and making corrections one at a time to several different scrolls as they're being written. And the librarian, as you enter, turns to you, and you see that this is a very unique person. They have 4 arms, two sets of full arms, and their face is completely blank, covered in one large sheet of brass.
Huh. Any kind of reaction to me?
Very little. It essentially acknowledges that you're there.
So yeah, I'll just kind of...
Yeah, so as you enter in, Abadasser says, don't expect anything out of the ordinary. This is really just exactly how he greets everyone.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
The librarian doesn't have a lot of visitors.
Got it. So rusty social skills. Got it. All right. Head. What's the title? Is it just the librarian?
Yes, his name is librarian.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Librarian, sir, I understand you were trying to kind of get a hold of our group for our help. I kind of came to kind of touch base about that. There is like a crazy storm that's not being affected by magic happening outside. I was wondering if you were aware of that.
Are we aware of this? Yes, we are. Yes, they are. Yes, we are. Yes.
Do you know what's causing it?
It's not a storm. In fact, it is... Is it a storm? No, it is a cloud, but it is a cloud not made of storm. It is a storm cloud made of... It seems like it's made out of scarabs.
Oh, scarabs. Okay, that changes things. So I'm going to start concentrating, and I'm going to just make the gnarliest lightning storm outside I can possible and just start wailing on this scarab swarm.
Okay.
It'll take 10 minutes, but...
Yeah. So the librarian goes and picks up a single tome from in front of him and hands it down to the second set of arms, which hands it down to its foot, which you now see is also a set of opposable appendages, which hands it down to you.
I'll take the book.
I believe this is what you've come for.
What is it? What kind of stuff? Start flipping through.
It appears to be some kind of a spell tome.
Oh, okay. I was also wondering, so you wanted our help. Do you have any kind of idea on the timeline of that? Or are you just wanting us to respond immediately when you call us? Do you want us to stay here until the stuff goes down? Kind of what was... the exact thought on asking for our help here?
Well, at this point, I'm afraid that it might be a little too late.
Oh, yeah?
I think that whatever might be set in motion is already set in motion.
So it wouldn't be helpful for us to be here and help fight it, whatever it is, or... Do you want to get some of the books out? Like, what's our plan here? We're just resigned to it?
Well, the problem that you're going to run into, that we're going to run into, that you and we are all going to run into, is... Yes. No? Yes. The look on his face, this blank expression, seems to curl, almost as though somewhere underneath it, even though you don't see eyes or lips or anything, there are the bone structure of a brow muscle and a brow bone, and there's eye sockets, maybe cheekbones of some sort, that are furrowing and thinking. I believe... Yes, I believe that your best chance now is to try and find... No? Yes, I believe your best chance now is just to find yourself to as far away from here as possible, because it seems as though someone or something has come here quite maliciously.
Yeah. And there's just nothing we can do about that. I can evacuate people.
Well, I mean, if you think that you can do so, it just seems as though... And you hear a loud boom from outside. And you can feel the tower begin to shift. Yes, it's begun.
All right. Well, I'll kind of flip through the book a little bit real quick. Does this look like it's got what I want in it? Like did he use some kind of divination?
No, so... Librarian doesn't actually have any form of magic. They're not a wizard. They actually are an artificer.
Okay.
And what you have in front of you is, in fact, a very luxurious and well put together spell tome. However, the spells that are inside are unfathomably different than anything that you're familiar with.
Okay. So this is what I want. Any context as to why I want it?
Well, no, I've just heard about it from, And he gestures around to all of the scribing pens that are moving.
Do those things work across planes?
Oh, most definitely.
Do you and all these pins want to come with me to the elemental plane of air?
I'm afraid that I can't.
Okay. How about the pins? Do we want whatever's happening to get a hold of these pins? So we can't stop it. We're at mitigating what's going on. Anything at all? I just need to leave?
You are most welcome to try, but if the things that I have seen are true, then it's entirely likely that whatever it is that is out there is, well, it's decided that we shouldn't exist anymore. And, I mean, quite frankly, I prefer existing, But that's coming from a person that has never experienced not existing.
Sure. Okay. How many people are here?
Oh, 700,000?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna start an evacuation. If you can get the word out to anyone, and I'm just gonna walk over and touch a wall somewhere and cast Demi-plane.
Okay.
And just to a open blank plane. I don't need it to anything. So get people shuffling in here as quick as they can. I'm going to open something else up, and we'll kind of get it going at the elemental plane of air. As many people, whatever tomes they think they need to take, but I mean, this is people got to move.
Right. Certainly, yes. Probably. The best that I could do at this juncture is I could close the book.
What's the book?
Well, it's the book. It's the one that connects all of the scribes.
Okay. So that's good, right? It stops this guy from getting it.
It would definitely make it harder to gain any information from whatever it is that they're attempting to do. But it would also make it immediately aware for all of our scribes elsewhere that something was amiss.
That's probably a good thing, right? You don't want people to show up here after it's been taken over.
Yes.
So yeah. And yeah, I mean,
if I'm going to do that, though, you're going to need to leave this room.
Okay. Sure. Is the room gonna be like off limits? Like no one can be in here after you do it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I've got an idea. You got like a map of this place real quick? If no, that's fine.
And one of the pens stops what it's doing and begins to scribe you a map.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to, I guess, just shut this Demi-plane, because then people can't. If people can't come in the room, they can't go into the Demi-plane. But I'm gonna open up a few more, and we'll start evacuation.
Good. It seems as though the force that's coming to us, what it is, it's coming from the north. There's a lot of them. But there's one sentient piece among them. It's like a living death. If I didn't know better, I'd say that it was almost like a mummy.
Okay. Sure.
There's a loud boom, and you feel the tower begin to shift even further as it starts to fall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm... Abbott, are you with me?
He has already boarded the car and has hit it to start going down.
I'm just gonna get... What are you doing?
You said we needed to help everyone. We're going down to everyone.
Okay, so Start doing that. I'm gonna be right back with you. I just have to sleep on this real quick.
What?
And look, I can't. Well, no, I'll go with you, I guess. We'll send a few. No, it doesn't. No, the longer I wait, the worse it is. Okay, sorry, I have to do this. I can open a long-term two-way
Let's
portal.
talk more, do.
Okay, and I'm just gonna plane shift to the elemental plane of air.
All right, so you plane shift over to the elemental plane of air.
So here's the plan. Demi-plane is not concentration. It just lasts an hour.
Uh-huh.
So the idea is I'm going to get sleep so I have the spell slots for it. I'm going to open up demi-planes here, and then I'm going to go back to the elemental plane of air and start opening demi-planes there periodically to the same demi-plane. So there's 2 doors, so we can just get a mass evacuation to the elemental plane of air as best as possible.
Okay.
It's okay. So 10 minutes is 2.5 days. Yeah.
I can see you thinking, David. It's really quite amazing. It's like the cogs are going. It's great.
Yeah. So we're just gonna do that. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. Any attempts to real quick make an army would just disrupt my ability to evacuate it. So yeah, just plane shift back, open a demi plane. I'm gonna try and get to Abadasser when I plane shift back.
Yeah, he is already on the ground floor now, trying to go and smooth things over, get as many people moving as fast as possible. If they can't get out through any of the portals, just have them run. Just run out and run away as fast as you can.
So yeah, I'm just going to open a demi-plane. So it's a 30 by 30 foot room. As many people, they can start going in there as they want. And I'm going to go ahead and use a 9th level slot to open another demi-plane. Just so we have 2 rooms they can start filling up. And just kind of go to this. Yeah, and then I'm a group of 7 people. I will plane shift to the plane of air.
Okay.
Get a night's sleep and come back and do it again. Get 2 more 5 minutes later.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the gas on this and fast forward us through this evacuation.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have something in particular that you want to do with this.
No, so after I get the 4, I'm gonna start. No, I still can't. There's nothing else I can do. So yeah, after the 4, all I can do is just stay on the elemental plane of air and start opening doors to them. So it's there's just an open pathway to the elemental plane of air.
Okay. So I just got to roll a thing I never thought I'd roll. I rolled 700 D100. So one of those things you can't do with actual dice. Thanks, everybody. So of the 700,000 people that are inside of this this building, your efforts saved 35,920 of them.
Bam! All right, still terrible. So many deaths.
So what happened as you're evacuating people, something that you wouldn't have seen because at this point you would have been staying on the plane of air, is the Tower of Time was actually just totally ripped asunder, piece by piece, peeled apart like a giant banana by a massive cloud of sentient sand that had taken the form of hundreds of millions of scarab beetles.
I hate it. It's very good, and I hate it.
And at its core was a 10-foot tall, rotting mummy lord. That looked very much like the person you found in the lighthouse.
Okay. Okay.
Oops.
But at the end of it, the entire island of Oriana is gone. It has been completely erased from the map.
Good job, Carrick. Good job, Carrick.
Hey.
But you saved almost 36,000 of the people that were there.
Okay. I mean, I don't know that it's necessarily
a win.
Yeah, they were threatened before we even went to the lighthouse, so I'm not sure it's my fault. Anyways.
Yes. So yeah, the remaining members of the Tower of Time are now all cowering in the plane of air.
After the evacuation stops, how long does that take on the plane? The evacuation. How long is that going on the material plane?
On the material plane, about 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. It's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of your friends and neighbors still back in the Vale while all this is going on. So what are you guys doing back in the frozen forest?
Well, I could like have a cat nap, I suppose. I'm at max. No, I'll just like chill out at the camp. I'll beat Bernard back, so maybe I'll make some food. Just be chilling, waiting for people to wake up. Waiting for people to get back.
So Bernard would get back there not long after you had finished up your stuff, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
And then that leaves about 4 or 5 hours of sleep for the other two.
Okay. Is Bernard any good at playing cards, Derek?
Yes.
Cool. I have a deck of cards. They're not marked. Legitimately, Jade is telling you. Let's just play some cards and see how much money we can win off each other while we're waiting for everybody to wake up and get back.
Yes. Bernard definitely has a gambling problem.
Oh, cool. I didn't know this. I'm just enabling it straight. Let's play some cards.
While they're playing cards, Bernard's going to ask Curiosity if they know where the coast of the Grinding Sea is at. If they've ever heard of this place.
Given the piratical sabbatical, as I like to refer to it.
Yes, so Curie wouldn't have gone through the Grinding Sea while they were on the pirate ship, but they would know very well that the Grinding Sea is the sea that is to the east of Jatet.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'm just looking at that. So, when Tasha and I went from Jatet east towards Thanos, we were circling that coastline.
That's correct.
Okay. Sort of. It is between Uthtark and the eastern continent. I've not sailed it, but I have been around it.
Thank you.
Actually, I think I have a map of the world. Or if I don't, I have cartography tools.
You do.
Oh, I thought I did. Okay, I'll pull out my map and show Bernard on it, like, which part of the Grinding Sea is.
That is quite a ways away from where I thought it might be.
Why'd you ask?
Well, I went and spoke with Asher because I needed to say goodbye. And she informed me that that is where my parents were from.
Just from the sea?
From the coast.
Oh.
On the coast of the Grinding. Apparently my tribe was on the verge of extinction. They were being hunted, and they fled to the Amari Isles, where I was born.
That is a long journey.
It is, but I guess they feared for their lives, and I fear that whatever was hunting them may now come hunting for me.
Oh. Well, whatever it is, we will fight it. I have your back.
Thank you. It's good knowing that I have friends that are willing to go that far.
For sure. Do you have any idea what was hunting your tribe?
All that Asher told me was that they were being hunted because whoever was hunting them was afraid of Blacktooth.
Isn't that your name?
It is a name that I have claimed because when I was born, I was taken from my parents because I was believed to be Blacktooth reborn.
Oh. That's a lot. So,
I have no idea who this individual is or anything about them, but now that my business in the Veil is taken care of, it's something that I feel like I need to find out.
But of course. Hey, Mark, can I make any kind of history check to see if I've heard of the name Blacktooth other than Bernard?
Sure.
Because I know some stuff that Nairi has yelled at me in all caps in various chat windows, but like, I mean, more like in character, not.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Thank you. Ugh, balls. Yeah, nah, jack shit. 12.
Okay, so you did know something.
Oh, I take it back.
No, you don't know anything especially great or even that helpful, but
Sure.
you have heard of Blacktooth. More specifically, in your youth, you heard the High Artificer of Amalar speak about how the Amalari Knights needed to find, obtain, and eliminate any that shared the bloodline of a barbarian tribe going by the name of Blacktooth.
Huh.
They were essentially sort of whitewashed as the worst of the worst people.
Okay.
As far as you're concerned, the stories that you heard were essentially like that of the boogeyman.
Yeah. I remember hearing stories when I was small. The Amalari Knights were told to seek out and destroy a tribe, the worst of the worst. But quite frankly, given that we are all currently labeled as like the scourge of Amalar, quite frankly, I assume that is bullshit. So, but I don't know. How old is Bernard? I appreciate that as a badger, it's probably quite hard to gauge his age.
He is 30 years old.
Okay,
so he is fluffy years old.
Yeah, so he's older than Curie. So the stories I've heard, I said they were like passed down stories, not necessarily current stories.
Yeah, when you were a child, they were current.
Okay, so the tribe, they were still trying, may have still been trying to wipe that.
That's correct.
Out. Okay, then that I will pass on. Just like, if like when I was a child, this was after you were born, so they were still trying, which sounds to me like there may be people from your tribe still there, or still scattered to the winds.
There may be. I don't know. I was born on the Amari Isles, and I did not know my parents because the tribe there took me and raised me. So.
Well, for what it's worth, Bernard, this is probably the right group of people to be with if you do not know where your parents are, or who they were, or where they might be in the world. So,
or what their pastime.
I'm thinking of getting like little patches made up. Quite frankly, it's becoming somewhat of a trend.
Yes, well,
not to brag.
I wish to not bring any bad things from my past upon us, but I feel like if you all are wishing me to travel with you, that you should know that there might be someone or something coming.
Without a hint of irony, not knowing what Carrick is currently dealing with over at the Tower of Time, and a certain mummy lord at the center of a scarab swarm, just like, Bernard, our pasts have a somewhat tendency to catch up with us regardless of whether we want them to or not. So perhaps it is better to be face on at least, so they cannot catch us by surprise.
That is very true.
I am incredibly wise, despite my youth.
Tough times do that to people.
That is true. I must say, it is kind of refreshing to know I am still the youngest in the group. Good for one's ego. I'll have to rub that in Tosh's face.
Make sure I'm there to see that.
But of course. Okay, I will raise you 3 gold, and I'll carry on the card game.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll a D100. Cool. Whoever can get closest to the number without going over wins the card game.
Do we roll for it or just guess?
Just guess.
Oh, shit.
Anything between 1 and 100.
63.
Okay.
27.
Jade, you got it. It was a 53.
Isn't 63 closer to 53?
Without going over.
Oh, gotcha. My apologies, I didn't quite. Okay, how much money did I win? We're playing for money, right?
All right, Derek.
Yes.
You can narrow between 1 and 10.
7.
Pick a number between 1 and 9.
1 and what?
1 and 9.
3.
You won 21 gold pieces.
Nice.
I'm assuming that means I lost 21.
You lost 21 gold pieces.
That's right, I have plenty of gold to spare.
I was going to say, do you have plenty of gold to spare? Because I would feel bad if I just fleeced you.
I had 22 gold pieces.
As long as I haven't left you light. So.
As long as I don't have to pay for your meals from here on out.
That's not what I meant.
All right.
Actually, after the game, I'm gonna, because Kiri will actually probably feel bad about it afterwards. Not that they were cheating, because they weren't. They don't do that. They're gonna slip 2 platinum pieces into Bernard's coin purse, or whatever he keeps his money in. So he's effectively only down 1 gold. So
there you go.
Awesome. That will be a surprise for later.
Mm-hmm.
Slide them in his coin slot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So back over to Carrick.
So now it's getting everyone off the plane of air, because with mansions I can't support, or with the castle I can't support 35,000 people food and water-wise for very long.
Yeah.
So what places do I think could would be okay with housing some refugees?
I mean, are you asking me for an answer?
Like, what is Carrick? If Carrick's like, okay, I gotta drop these people off somewhere, what seems like a good idea? They don't need to all be in the same place. I can split them up, but what are some Cormator would be okay with it, you think?
I don't know if they'd be okay with it, but it would definitely be the best place for them to go.
Okay, they probably. I mean, these are people from the Tower of Time, so
right.
I imagine. Okay, so yeah, just right from the get go, like once people are coming in, I'm just going to be randomly plane shifting people to the Tower of Time, or not Tower to the Cormator.
Plane shift them right back to where they came from, just in the heart of death.
Hey! It was all an elaborate thing.
I have to tell you guys, I miscounted. I can't keep track of all of you. There's not enough food and water, so bye.
I was really only trying to save a lot less than this. So random lottery. No. Yeah, so just because I have more plane shifts than I do dimension doors because it's on the staff, I'll be doing some plane shifts with that, and then I'll also use the same strategy to just try and... I won't, like, put them in the middle of Cormator. We'll get a little ways outside.
Okay.
So that they can, yeah.
All right, yeah. So we'll just sort of hand wave that and say that takes you... probably the better part of a couple of hours of material plane time to get everybody moved in. And in that time, the people there are busy setting up a refugee camp.
All right. Yeah.
So, by the time that's all done, it's the right time to get back to the Vale.
Yeah, so I'll go back to the Vale.
Okay, so you pop back in, and Joran and Tasha, you are no longer in Naps Giving.
Well,
you come to, and now the snow is about knee height.
Okay, cool. Great.
It has stopped falling. However, it is still bitter cold here.
I'll go find Amy.
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna when I wake up, I'm gonna go try and find Curiosity.
I'll be basically where you're sleeping.
Okay.
Yeah, Amy is there in the center of camp.
Cool.
So we're all together.
Hey.
Joran!
Y-mir.
Joran!
Y-mir. And I go give her a big hug and like pick her up from the ground, like probably 4 feet up.
Joran!
And I put her down.
Her face was starting to get red.
Oh, you got a little bit of red over here. And I like touch her cheek.
Your hugs are like bears.
Good.
What's going on, Joran?
So we are in the Vale. We fought someone or something. Then, you know the world tree? Well, you know, before that, do you know the god Liana? Well, she was in the world tree, and now she's out, and she's dead. Curiosity's boyfriend is about to become a tree. He's in the Feywild, I think, with the body of Liana doing something. I have a new friend. He's a bit divine. We're about to go to the pirate place, and then we're going to talk to another god in the middle of a deadly storm.
Oh.
How about you?
Well. I wrote a letter.
Oh, good. Who's it for?
It's for my father. It's been so long since we've been back to Vartom that I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to touch base with him.
Well, if you want to, I believe some of these druids could help you and deliver that letter in case you don't want to do it personally.
All right. I was hoping that maybe now that the threats are all taken care of, maybe perhaps you would be willing to escort me?
To where?
To my father in Vartom.
You know about, the threats. Well, it somehow, when you deal with 1 or 2, there's another 3 or 4 that pop up. What?
Joran.
Amy. When we have a bit of time, I promise we will go talk to your dad. Or I'll escort you, whatever you.
All right.
Or in case you don't want to continue with us, I think Harry could help us to get you over to
Joran, you're crazy. I'd walk into all 9 hells with you. You know that.
What happened?
I do, but if you need a little bit of time, fine.
It's not that I need time, Joran. It's that... I mean, we've been together for a long time now, and I didn't exactly leave home on the best of terms. Father didn't really like the idea of me going off with some huge man to, who knows where.
Who's that huge man you came me?
Oh, Joran. She puts a hand on your cheek.
I'll kneel down so that she can do that.
Joran.
Yup, that's my name.
It's your name 3 times. Joran?
Yeah.
I think it's time that we go and talk to my father. That's all.
Okay. I understand. So what were you up to in the rookery when you were gone?
Well, I wrote my letter, and I did some cooking.
Was there still Ebenezer?
Oh, yes, he was there. He is very soft.
Okay. Did you sleep on him or something? So did you know that?
I mean, a little.
Curie is immediately actively listening to this conversation as opposed to just letting their passive perception pick up on it.
This is working just as well as morning coffee.
That's great.
I don't know much about these things. And as you told me, you haven't seen your father for a while. Do I have to have a talk with that young man?
In character.
Joran, I'm 318 years old. I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
Yes.
And I don't know about the conditions of your knighthood, but I haven't taken any vows of chastity.
I did everything. I didn't. I mean, is he a good person?
Fucking love Amy.
I mean, I've had worse.
Okay. I think that's all I need to hear. Okay. Do you plan on talking to him anymore?
And what business is of that of yours?
None. Nope. No business.
Curie nods in approval.
I am not a merchant. Nope. I am a knight.
Joran, I thought that you and I we sort of had our conversation.
Yes, I'm just
And I thought that you had made it abundantly clear that that was a one-sided conversation.
Yeah, it's more like I don't want anyone to urge thing.
Joran. How am I ever going to quit you?
Huh? What?
She's going to walk away.
Oh. Bye. We're going to the pirate place. It would be good if we like looked like pirates, I think. Okay, bye.
Is this when Carrick shows up?
Yep, just about there.
Just pop into the camp. Look like I've just in just the worst kind of dress I've been in. Like I haven't changed clothes in a few days. Kind of dirty.
Holy shit, Carrick! What happened to you?
Carrick is slumping.
The Tower of Time is destroyed. You guys.
What?
Mummy Lord came, destroyed it. I was only able to save about 35,000 people. They're in Cormator right now.
What?
So, yeah, I thought about coming here, but it would have used resources that I needed to save people, and it was kind of a time-sensitive situation.
I go over to
smart.
Carrick. Walk over.
Mm-hmm.
Put a hand on his shoulder. Look him deep in the eyes. Did a good job. I pat his shoulder.
Yeah, cool. I saved less than 10% of the people there, so I think mathematically not that great. But, much appreciated, Jordan.
Kind of slap gently his cheek. Shh.
So anyways, I don't know what that does to our timetable on what we're doing. So why are we going into the middle of a horrible godstorm again? Like, what were you hoping to gain?
You know, a buddy of mine told me there is a god that could like protect the Vale until Liana comes back.
Okay, so also important.
And honestly, it's not really a lost cause if we go there. I mean, if we go there, we're gonna be benefited from it. But I feel like we already have our steps right now, and we need to take them. We can't lose any more time by thinking about what more to do. We know what we need to do, and we need to do them now.
Well, a whole, about, let's just do the math, a little over 600,000 people just died. I wasn't sure if that changes our plans or not.
People are gonna die every day. Us thinking and talking about what we're gonna do is just gonna spend more time.
There's an order of operations. Are we gonna try and do both things? I think we got 5 minutes I was just wanting to make sure what was the deal here. Sorry, a little stressed out. But
it seems like what has happened at the tower has happened.
Yeah.
We knew it was in danger. We knew who from.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think this Mummy Lord came from him?
The description sounds a lot like the mummy we found in the lighthouse there.
Wait, what?
So.
Okay. Yeah. No. I don't really know what happened there because, like, I went down the stairs and then was in a plane of darkness and lots of falling, and then I met the demigod, and not the nice kind, and then I was back at the rookery. So, what, Mummy Lord? What?
There's,
in the lighthouse?
Inside the top of the lighthouse, it was in the middle of...
The tiefling?
Mm-hmm.
The one from the story?
Yeah, so that Mummy Lord.
The one who tried to rebel against the Demon Lord and was punished eternally. That one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The one that pushed you down from the tower.
Mm-hmm.
He's just roaming around the world now with what, sorry?
Yeah. So he destroyed it. He had like this giant like cloud of sand that was like taken on the form of like these scarabs, and they just destroyed the thing. I hit that storm with like a gnarly lightning storm, and it just didn't do much to stop him. I don't even know if it slowed him down. So I mean, that's the thing on it. I wonder if maybe stopping this mummy lord. If he's gonna run around just destroying, killing people day by day. Is the timeline on the Veil something that can wait?
I mean,
24 hours?
Sorry, Mike, out of character question, because I can't remember if this knowledge was known by everybody or just specific people. The Cyclops that's buried under the Veil, that was a servant of Varric, that is really important, stays dead and under the ground.
Yes.
Do we all know about that, or does just Juron know about that? Because Joran was speaking to Pom about it.
I believe that it's just Joran that knows about that.
So he knows this isn't just about the Veil. This is about. Yep. Sorry, please, Tom.
Joran starts first putting on an apron and takes out ingredients and a cooker and puts it over a bonfire and starts chopping stuff and cooking. Happy thoughts. There is a giant cyclops under the veil. Dead, probably, maybe waking up soon. That kind of used to work for the Varric person, whatever they are.
So yeah, I assume this mummy lord is as well, because the threat to the Veil happened before we even interacted with that mummy lord, so that couldn't have been necessarily a part of Valak's plan. I think it just was a convenient tool that arose.
We do not know what Valak's agenda is. We don't know what is next on his to-do list. We know about the Tower of Time. That was it. Keeping the Veil safe, keeping another tool from falling into his hands seems important. And I mean, if this Varric is interested in destroying the world, then I feel like if we're trying to petition gods for help, then to do so to tackle this larger threat, it feels like it is all part of the same thing. I feel like it cannot hurt the wider picture, even if our specific goal is to keep the Veil from falling, more so.
A quick, very quick, important question. Carrick, can I see those rings again that you put in the demi-plane for me? No. Leon's not here. He's not going to be bothered about it.
Not right now. It takes, I got to open a demi-plane to it. And that's a significant use of spell power at the moment. So, I'd rather not.
What did you want to figure out?
It's time sensitive. I needed to see if one of those rings is pinging at the Tower of Time right now to know if this guy actually does have a connection with Leon or not.
Or with doesn't matter.
It does, because we can know if this is a separate occasion or if it's connected to Valak in some way.
Valak is the one who wanted to destroy the Tower of Time.
Oh, we know for a fact it's connected to Valak.
We knew that was his goal. He told us as such. He told the Tower of Time as such. It does not make sense that this would have been anybody else.
But I think I just wanted to be sure that the ring is actually connected, was maybe connected to this thing or not. It could just help.
It doesn't matter. It's not a threat we need to take care of.
It takes... I'm sorry, I would love to do it, but it takes two... I'm going to be pretty tapped out for stuff we're doing today, because we got to start moving. Now that everyone's awake. So...
Well, we knew that, Mummy Lord, you found it in the rookery, right? You know that there was a ping in the rookery. You said as much when you went through them, right?
Mm-hmm. There was one right by Eldengard, I believe.
It seems more likely than most, but Joran is right. At this point, we do not know what is it Valak or Varric? I keep swapping. Valak. Sorry, my apologies.
Think Valak because he's a dick.
Means neither to me. Look, we have our plan. We cannot act against Valak until we know what he is doing next and try to stop that. He is trying to surmount power. We know that much.
Okay, so to the Maelstrom. So same plan. We're gonna have to sail there anyways. So I think I may have, because that's gonna take a little time. I'm gonna, while that's going on, try and do some shenanigans on the plane of air, and maybe work on a plan for the Mummy Lord.
So we sail for Ferro Pax?
No, I'm gonna take us to Ferro Pax.
Okay, and then when we sail to the Maelstrom.
Yeah, so we'll be taking. Mike, is there a port near Cormator that we could sail out of, or?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you could technically sail directly out of Cormator because they have their own port, and you have good standing with them. But beyond that, I mean, you could definitely go and find another port city along.
Oh, Cormator's fine. That should give us hopefully at least a couple of days. Because I'm thinking the plan is, we're gonna go to Ferro Pax, then I'm gonna jump us over to Cormator, and we're gonna sail out of there. I know not everyone's super great with Cormator, but
I'm good.
I think that's our quickest way to do it, if everyone's okay with that. And while I'm doing that, we can check on those rings for you.
Okay.
Okay, let us get ready to go to Ferro Pax. Joran, we need to make you look less shiny.
How much time are we gonna take to get ready? Just out of curiosity.
What do you want out of me?
How much time are we willing to spend to get ready to go?
I mean,
sooner is better.
Is it an ASAP thing? Are we having an hour? What's going on?
I mean, I'm okay with giving people an hour. I sure hope the fate of the world is not that skin of the teeth, that we can't waste even a single hour to get this done. But because I don't want to fight our way through Ferro Pax, so
no, we're not going to.
Okay, what do you need to do, Tasha?
Well, I was going to talk to you about something, curiosity, but I'm not sure if we have the time for that right now.
Is it about Ferro Pax or something for Ferro Pax?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I tell you what, you and I can talk about this. Joran, I'm just gonna start pulling a bunch of spare clothes out of my bag of holding, like the weirdest fucking gorgeous
I don't need
shit.
that. I don't need
gloves. That. You can't wear your armor.
I'm not gonna.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to be a pirate.
Joran, if you're gonna use magic, that's not gonna work. There are people there that will be very good at seeing through that. I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to.
Yep. Okay.
So Joran, I'd like you to make an insight check.
On?
Against whether or not they can actually see through you.
Natural one.
Yeah, you totally 100% believe that no matter what happens, people can't see through your disguise.
Okay.
So you think you're fine, and you will not care about what we say to you other.
Yeah, there is not a thing that anyone can say that would convince you otherwise.
No, I'll be good. I promise. It's going to be fine. No one's going to recognize me. Come on.
Sure.
Okay,
I have
I
one
do
of
not.
those faces.
I look up at him. You really don't. Well, I tell you what, if I leave these here, don't ruin everything. Carrick, if you want to make something so Y-mir looks less like, we'll have this conversation. You're good with
Sure.
clothes. That is what I meant.
I can spare some 4th level slots to do a couple of fabricates and make you guys some really nice pirate clothes.
Oh yeah,
I already have very nice pirate clothes.
In which just worry about your shinies.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Oh, Carrick, I really want a tricorn hat. Can you do that for me? Like,
I face palm and walk away.
Like one of those admiral hat things. Sure.
Yeah. Like the pirates have with a big feather and stuff.
As we're walking away, Tasha just stops. Actually, can you make me one too?
Okay, you guys. I'm not using all my 4th level.
Never mind.
She keeps going.
This is 4th level.
Okay, so Tasha and Kyria have walked away. What's up?
So, fun fact.
Okay.
I've been to Ferro Pax a couple times now.
Yes. Tom.
Truth is, I have been there more than I've let on.
Oh, that's fine.
See, I don't know if it will be fine. I'm gonna maximize Jade's camera here for a second.
I don't know how to do that. I'm just gonna cover Tom off on my screen.
You can right-click pin video if you want.
No,
on me.
Okay.
There's a reason why I'm so trusting of Tempest and why I'm not worried about us going to Ferro Pax is because I have probably spent a total of, let's see, 7 years in Ferro Pax and out of it, but regarding it, really most of the time we spent apart.
Cool.
And it in that time, this is what makes me really angry, is that I got to know Tempest a lot more throughout that time.
More in just the horizontal sense, you mean?
At first I thought only that.
Sure.
But believe me...
No, you finish. You finish.
Believe me when I tell you that when I say that I would trust him with my life, I mean it. Which is why I'm not worried about him with Sybil. I'm not worried about him being someone that might have betrayed us or anything. I feel like whatever he kept from us might be for our own sake, but that's still bullshit, and I'm still gonna punch him when we see him again. But just know that we're very close, him and I.
And that's where I'm gonna call game.
Oh,
nice.
But I wanted to hear Curiosity's response.
Tough.
Never.
Ever.
Well, on that note, because Mike has to go meet a bus, thank you everybody for tuning in for the stream. I know it was a bit of a biddy session, but hopefully you had fun. Lots of fun backstory stuff. I'm really disappointed that Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz weren't described as being at the Tower of Time when there was a mummy and a cloud of scarabs, because that was all I could think. But there wasn't a good point to make a Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz gag. I wanted to. The thought was there. But we should be back as normal next week for Circle Breakfast Club to see Curie's reaction to this statement. Monday back with Clouds Over Sean. Oh yeah, everybody's going to the police station. Gonna be great.
Yay.
So that should be fun. And we'll keep people posted on social media with regards to what we're going to be doing in March with the weird daylight savings time stuff that's going to be going. Hopefully we'll bring you some fun, interesting things. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, stay safe, be kind to each other.
Bye.
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 Wait, where is the... Oh, here.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, I'm waiting so long.
So,
Why?
wave,
Why did you do
yay!
this?
Wave and smile, goodbye.